This is the government saying this is a priority development area, one of a handful identified in Queensland. It will allow us to get on with the planning and development. It will allow us to confidently go to the market and talk to investors at a local, state, national and international level. Because that's the next big challenge, is to get the investors to come to build the buildings, to build the hotels, to build the convention and exhibition centres, to build the civic centre and to build our city heart, a central location that will pull the entire Sunshine Coast together as a community. I can't think of anywhere else in Australia, and maybe a few locations in the world, where a city of our size, 320,000 people, have an opportunity to build from the ground up on a greenfield site a new CBD. That is a really, really unique opportunity, and one we've got to manage very effectively to ensure that in years to come people look back and say, what a wonderful outcome. There'll be additional land acquisitions to ensure we've got the appropriate framework around it. Then obviously there's all the placemaking work to be done, the building of the roads, all of the civil engineering that needs to be done to make it ready for investors to identify the block they want that suits what it is they want to buy. That will need to be done in a very staged and sequenced way so it makes sense. We've got 60 hectares, almost twice the size of the Brisbane CBD. This is a big project that will be with us well into the future. But ultimately it's about putting in place a framework that investors can say, right, I'll buy that block because it fulfills my needs in terms of height, capacity, location, and all those things will have a factor on what the ultimate price of those individual blocks are. We are a community of communities, and I think everyone's very proud of their individual communities, but as a region we need to be able to come together as committed citizens of the Sunshine Coast, and I include the Noosa and District area in that. They're still part of the Sunshine Coast region, even though they'll de-amalgamate. People from Noosa, north to Gympie, Hervey Bay, Bundaberg, west through the South Burnett, will be attracted to the Sunshine Coast because of the new options it will have. Add to that the development of our international airport, the development of the major health hub at Kawana, the developments around the university. That really starts to bring the Sunshine Coast onto a new level in terms of opportunity for the people who live here, and opportunity for the people who will live here in the future. I've been working on it since I was elected, but there have people been working on it before that. So it's taken some time. Obviously, this new government has bought this opportunity. They've recognised, as part of their own four-pillar plan to drive economic growth, that they need to support organisations like the Sunshine Coast Regional Council and our community to bring this project to an ultimate conclusion. Tourism will always be an extremely important industry, as will construction, as will retail, but the latter two should be driven more by demand than by consumption necessarily. So the future of the Sunshine Coast is a lot more jobs in the health, medical and wellbeing sector, a lot more jobs in the education sector, a lot more jobs in the professional services sector, and indeed a lot more jobs over time in the clean tech industry sector. And clean tech industries will have a major bearing on how this city is developed. So it's developed not only with the very best in technology, but the very best in environmental opportunities to set us up as a model city for other parts of the world. We want to have the very best infrastructure services available on that site so that we will be a thoroughly modern city and appeal to the broadest range of potential investors, both for residential investors and commercial investors. We're really focused on what we can do to drive our economy, maintain our environment and create opportunity for our community. And that's really at the heart of what this council is trying to achieve.